Do you want to smell better? Your friends and family hope you do. It's Pocket Wine School. Hi, this is Tommy with Pocket Wine School, and right now we're talking about 5 things to know about training your nose for wine. But first, if you'd like tips to justify your wine snobbery, subscribe to this channel. All right? Let's go. We all know that dogs have a much better sense of smell than humans, in the same way that we know that there are right-brained people and left-brained people, and in the same way we know lots of other things that are actually complete nonsense. Your olfactory bulb, the neural structure that's located in between your nose and brain, and is responsible for helping you discriminate between and process all kinds of different odors, is roughly as complex as that of any other mammal, including dogs. So even though you may not attach your nose to a fire hydrant to sniff out which one of your buddies had been there, well, you could do it. Maybe just do it at night. Just saying. Truth be told, your smell machine is constantly running in the background, just like your computer's microprocessor or the NSA's surveillance system. It doesn't matter if you think consciously about smell at all. Your brain is constantly making decisions based on odors. Neuroscientists at Rutgers point out that humans can distinguish between roughly 1 trillion odors, including shit and shinola. The trouble isn't that we don't have the hardware, it's that we've forgotten how to pay attention. So how do we relearn how to pay attention? The same way we learn anything else, through reinforcement and spaced repetition. Let's say you wanted to learn something non-olfactory. Let's say that somehow you have never come in contact with a fruit or vegetable. Maybe you're an alien or an American. Now suddenly you have to learn the names of all of these foodstuffs. What do? One great approach is to drill with flashcards. On one side, there's an awesome picture of a lemon. On the other side is the word lemon, and so on. You gather these in a stack, you look at the picture, and you try to guess the name of it. If you get it right, you put it aside. If you get it wrong, you put it back somewhere in the stack. Maybe you spend 10 minutes a day on this. Eventually, you will develop enough familiarity with the pictures and their corresponding words that when you see the picture, you'll be able to instantly bring the word to mind, and vice versa. You will eventually master this material. You just need a small amount of daily focused practice. Now replace the word picture with smell, and you'll have the exact same concept. And some slightly grosser flashcards. Which brings me to the subject of wine aroma training kits. And if there's one in particular that you like, let's discuss it down in the comments below. Now, this is not an advertisement for these kinds of things, and it's certainly not an advertisement for one specific brand. But it is worth talking about for several reasons. These are basically index cards for your nose, which is not a sentence that's said very often. If you haven't seen or used one before, here's how they work. They contain little vials of concentrated aroma that will have either the name or, more frequently, a number on them. The general practice here is to pick a handful of vials at random, open them up, smell them, and try to identify them just by smell. This is back sweat. It's not actually back sweat. If you get it right, you put it aside. If you get it wrong, you put it back in the pile and try again until you get them all right. I told you, just like index cards for the nose, which is not a sentence that's said twice very often. Now, those of you who are not new to this channel are probably well aware of my distaste for the grand amount of hooey and pseudoscience in modern wine culture. So let me tell you that these are actually a pretty good idea. Just not for the reasons you think. Some of these aromas, depending on what kit you use, are decidedly fake. For instance, have you ever had watermelon candy? Did it taste anything like watermelon? Of course not. And I'm willing to bet that Willy Wonka's schnozberries didn't taste a lot like schnozberries. And it's the same with many of these aromas. Strawberries that smell less like a strawberry and more like a strawberry shortcake scratch and sniff book. Butter that smells like I can't believe it's not butter. Black currant that smells like I can't believe it's not black currant. And so on. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The virtue of these kits is that they force you to stop and make neural connections between the things that you smell and the names and images of those things. Unfortunately, some of these kits are more expensive than a pirate's chest filled with Bitcoin. For instance, I shelled out 10 godzillion bucks for this little wine kit right here. Now, wine is my career, so it was totally worth it. However, you may wish to spend your 10 godzillion dollars on something else, like wine, or maybe food. So, what you gonna do? Take the 10 minutes you would have spent on those index cards for your nose, oh my god, that's 3 times, and then take it out into the world and start smelling things. Stick your nose in someone else's business and say its name out loud. If that sounds dirty, I don't mean it to be. Or do I? No, I don't. Moving on. When your dinner arrives at a restaurant, smell it first before gobbling it down. You don't have to identify the individual spices at first. Just smell the thing and say its name out loud. If you're out on a walk, try to identify what you smell. Is it roses, violets, asphalt, patchouli and pot from that terrible drum circle downwind from you? The point is, focus your attention on connecting a smell to a name or even an image. Just like a muscle, it will get stronger with use. A whole new world will open up to you. I don't have the rights to use that Aladdin song, but it's in your head right now all the same. Lastly, there is a condition called anosmia, which affects about 3% of people here in the US. It's a terrible condition, and it's been in the news a lot more recently for obvious reasons. Another name for anosmia is smell blindness. Now, there are a number of different medical interventions available to those with anosmia. However, the most common treatment is exactly what I described above. So take some time and reconnect with your sense of smell. This will greatly deepen your connection with what's in your glass. I feel like I should end on a joke. Should I end on a joke? I don't know. The aristocrats! That's still a thing. So those are 5 things to know about training your nose for wine. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. And if you would like to learn more about wine without alienating your friends, subscribe to this channel for new videos every week. And as always, rock out with your corks out.